Greetings, Battle Brothers. Skill Incarnate back with the third entry in my Warhammer Chaos Game Daemonhunters series. This time we're checking out Execution Force, thanks to the guys at Games Workshop, Frontier Foundry and Complex Games. In Execution Force, the new DLC, we get access to the Ordo Assasanorium, the deadly assassins of the Imperium. These guys are the dedicated enemies of Chaos and are a fantastic complement to our venerable Grey Knights. But the forces of Nurgle have their own new additions and our battle will become more difficult than ever. Now this is a fantastic DLC and makes one of the best Warhammer turn-based strategy games even better. But don't take my word for it, let's check out Execution Force. Welcome back aboard the Baleful Edict, the flagship of the Xiphos chapter of the Grey Knights. The Grey Knights are trying to hunt down and destroy the forces of Nurgle, the god of plague. Nurgle and his followers have created a new virus called the Bloom. The Bloom is rapidly spreading and threatens to destroy the universe. If this isn't bad enough, a new variant called the Technophage is affecting non-organic units as well, so nothing is safe. Now we're hunting down a Bloom spawn. This will allow us to recover a Bloom seed and hopefully research a way to stop this plague for good. The Bloom spawn is giant carriers of the Bloom which we need to destroy in order to make this sector safe. Thankfully, we have some assistance this time in the form of the Ordo Assasanorium. Now, I've done a few repairs on the Baleful Edict. Brand new engines. We've also managed to repair some of the damage, some of it, and I've also managed to get servitor production online. This means I can do some research into various upgrades for the ship and her passengers. Now, in this mission, we have to hunt down and destroy the Bloom spawn, and we also have a glorious deed. Now, this is one of my favourites because it just means we have to get the grenades out and start blowing enemies up. Something for which I need no encouragement.
Inquisitor Wargear has developed psychic techniques to support you on the battlefield. Select this interface to choose, select this slot to, for now you have a...
Now, I have done a fair bit of research, shall we say. I have played this game extensively. I've actually started the campaign again, using all I've learned to get to where we were last time with a far healthier and better armed squad. My good buddy Calithet has a brand new set of weapons and armour, with a storm bolter allowing me to create a big Overwatch zone. This means that Overwatch for my Justicar is going to be far greater and far more effective. Kel's also got access to a halberd. We're going to use Ektar's Reach, which means that if an enemy gets close to my Justicar, he will automatically have a chance of getting a free hit. We also have some very good critical damage. Now, finally, I'm going to equip him with the Mantle of Purity, heavy armor making him immune to plague. Now, when you're up against a plague god, I can tell you this is definitely something you want to wear. Now, next I'm going to remove my Knight Brax, and we're going to add our new assassin unit, the Vindicare Assassin. Now, I don't have any new weapons yet for him, apart from his standard loadout, but as we complete missions we'll also unlock master crafted gear for him as well. Again, I'm going to equip all of my men with grenades because of the challenge we're undertaking. Now, Mr. Bobbles is armed with some of the most dangerous weapons. His abilities are in some ways even more superior to my Justicar.
We are yours to command.
With some deadly teleportation and melee combat skills, he is a force to be reckoned with. I'm also giving him my personal bolter and a brand new force sword called Ekdar's Brand. Now this sword gives you a 50% chance to parry attacks, so this guy is the melee combat expert. And you might be wondering why I'm not giving this weapon to my Justicar. You'll see why soon. I don't have any special armor yet. Again, we're going to get some grenades. And I don't think we have any other... We don't have any other units who can heal. Now my healer is locked to her healing item, the Narcotherium. This is going to allow me to heal the other units in battle. I'm also going to arm this Marine with a Servo Skull, which will allow them to do additional healing. Finally, Storm Bolter. We'll stick with the standard Storm Bolter. Beautiful. So we're going to go forth onto the battlefield and see if we can hunt down that Bloom Spawn. Our squad has made planetfall, and we can see already the destructive influence of the Chaos forces. Everything is destroyed or corrupted, and we're going to have to navigate this place, find out the location of the Chaos squads, and eliminate them. Now, you don't have to kill everything in the mission, but you want to try and destroy as many as you can. More importantly, you want to try and keep your Space Marines, your Grey Knights, out of harm's way. So it's a bit of a balancing act between hunting down enemies to get more experience and making sure your squad members make it back in one piece. To that end, I am going to scout this area first. If there are enemies at the top of this hill, that would be an unfavourable battleground for me, because essentially they would be shooting down at me and I would have to approach them through this area here, which offers not a lot of cover and a bit of a killing field for them. So let's have a look and see if there are enemies up here.
Yes, sir.
Using our trusty interceptor.
Be ready.
So unfortunately there are enemies up here, and there are explosive barrels on the way. There's a lot of really nasty obstacles for us, so I think our best move at this point is to flank and see if we can go this way. Keeping in mind we don't have to kill everything.
Yeah. Listening.
And early on in the game,
What is your will? Give me a target.
especially with your units at a low level, sometimes it's better to play it cautious. So there's another enemy squad up here, which is something we're going to have to take out, but at least in this instance, we're fighting on level ground with a fair bit of cover, and also there are some explosive barrels here we could possibly use. One person that's really good at making things explode is our Vindicare Assassin, so let's get him into the best possible position. Because we have to remember, the Vindicare is not wearing Ceramite armor. If he gets caught in a crossfire, he is going to be shredded.
At your command. Here.
Such is the price you pay for light armor and maneuverability. But let me tell you, used correctly, the Vindicare becomes one of your most valuable team members.
Lapdogs of the false emperor!
There, I see one!
Now we're up against here is we're up against a Chaos Space Marine and a few Chaos Forces. These guys are mainly melee users. Now I could go in there with a sword and chop them up, but you have to remember, we have an achievement to destroy some enemies with grenades, and I believe I can trigger this explosive here using a grenade. So let's do that.
What do you advise, Commander?
I'm going to hang on to my stratagem. A stratagem is a one-use boon, providing you some very useful abilities, but for now,
at your disposal.
My Vindicare Assassin, I'm going to move him up. Actually, yeah, that's full cover. That's probably the safest place for him to be. And we're going to pull out our handy dandy crack grenade and set off these explosives right here. May your aim be true in the name of the Emperor.
None escape my mark.
Excellent. And as you can see, we only need to kill one more enemy with a hand grenade. That's going to be pretty easy to do. We just have to soften him up a bit and then just chuck a grenade in his direction. That'll be pretty easy to do. So we can see there's some enemies here.
Standing ready.
My Vindicare Assassin is out of action points. We do have a couple of basic Chaos units. These guys are melee only. They're going to be a joke to kill. This guy's got a gun. Yeah, he's probably got like a stubber or something. The Chaos Space Marine is what I'm more concerned about. So
Start.
I could kill him.
The Emperor lights our path. Yes, Commander.
Yeah, I think we're too far away. So there's a better way to handle this. I can move my Marines up.
In orders.
Now I need to get some heat off my Vindicare Assassin. So I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll move him up here. No matter what I do, I'm going to take some damage now. It's just a matter of the least amount of damage to take, so... Okay, I've got it.
Praise the Emperor.
Let's move our Justicar up here.
Moving swiftly.
If I'm going to take some hits, I might as well have the Justicar take it, because he has the Aegis shield.
The Aegis shields us.
This will give me a nice big boost to armor. Next thing I can do is move up my other Marine here, because he's gonna, no matter what, we're gonna take some damage. Keeping in mind the Aegis shield is a fantastic defensive ability, allowing us to soak up a hit with little to no damage. Something that in my last playthrough I criminally slept on. Very, very stupid. Something you definitely want to be doing is using the Aegis Shield and using it regularly. Let's move up my
Taking position.
medic. Again, Aegis Shield. What I can do is... You know, we'll hang on to that for now. Aegis Shield for you two.
The Aegis shields us.
Now again, remember, I've only got 2 ranged units. If these guys are stupid enough to use their ammo on me... Ah, yes, beautiful. Very, very dumb decision.
Try harder, whelp.
So thanks to the Aegis Shield, that actually did very little damage at all. One of our units is trapped by a Overwatch by this Chaos Space Marine, but I have a very nice big hole puncher here
Yes.
that I can use on this Chaos Space Marine. Disrupting him. Now you might wonder, what does Disrupt do? Well, I'll tell you, it removes Overwatch. And you know what that means, don't you? That means this guy has just lost his protection and 3 angry Space Marines are ready to tear a sizable chunk from him. We've got a... I'm going to hang on to my heavy hitters for now.
At your disposal.
Vindicare, these guys I'm not worried about. They're melee units.
My blade is yours.
Yep, I know what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is test out my new teleport strike. Oh wait, that's going to cause a warp surge. Let's not.
Praise the Emperor.
So warp surges are very dangerous. They are basically a occurrence of the warp, which will cause a random event.
Judged.
And a random event which is almost always a bad thing. So
Target. At your command.
just a card we're going to use to take these guys out with. And that Force Strike's not going to do that much.
How about you?
Excellent. So finished him off with a Force Strike. That's given me 1 will point back. So willpower is what charges your special abilities. We can see there's a couple of guys here. Now I could kill them, but I'm going to kill him first because he's got a weapon. I'm not going to wait. Actually,
Standing ready.
yes, I could. If I waste a Force point, I can use my Overwatch. So let's do that.
Ready to kill.
Standing ready.
Excellent. So we've killed him.
Seed from this rot.
These guys are going to roll up on me, and I need some sort of protection. They're melee units, so if they will run straight into my Overwatch. Again, another Overwatch protecting my Justicar.
Here.
And if this guy is dumb enough... Oh, let's just see if we can... Yeah. Biggity bam, biggity
Must
boom.
reload.
Hippity hoppity. Get off my property. If they run into the middle of that Overwatch, which he's going to get shredded. Now look at my health. I took a tiny glancing blow from that bolt around. It did barely any damage, and that's just basically it's just due to knowing your skills. Know your skills. Know the best way to get out of situation, and having the correct units in the correct place and using skills like Aegis Shield is really, really essential, because sometimes you're going to get to a point where advancing is just going to get you killed, and sometimes you just have to hunker down. And Aegis Shield is something that it basically costs you nothing except 1 action point. It adds 2 units of armor, and that means that it's usually it's a free shot. The enemy can hit you and they will do virtually no damage. So you would be insane not to use it. Okay, so the blooms hit us for a little bit of HP damage. Something I can live with. We're gonna bust on through this door. Let's see what's on the other side. Okay, nothing to concern myself with too much. We're gonna move on up. Move up the rest of the squad. Now you can play this game pretty aggressively, because when you run into an enemy squad, your action points are reset. So while it is sometimes a good idea to turtle, most of the time you want to try and play a aggressive style, because melee weapons in this are incredibly effective, and I think that's one of the things why I like this game. In games like XCOM, it was almost never a good idea to get up close. In this game, it's encouraged.
What is your will?
Getting close, get your right units in the right place, and you can start a chain reaction that will wipe out entire squads under the right circumstances. So let's move up here.
At once.
Okay, and we've got one more enemy unit up here. It should be safe to move my units up here.
Chaos stirs within the shadows.
So we've got 2 enemy squads. This is going to be a difficult fight. If this is a squad of Chaos Space Marines, it could be a pretty nasty battle. I'm going to need to get my units positioned in the best possible place.
Confirmed.
Especially my Vindicare, who is rather squishy. So up ahead you can see we've got what could be a really nasty battle shaping up. Let's move up our Justicar first.
Moving swiftly.
We are discovered!
Okay, what we do have is a number of Chaos units, including a Space Marine, a Chaos Cultist, and whatever is going to be coming through that portal within the next round.
Here.
The best approach for me is to maybe set this one back. If I am aggressive and I go in, I'm going to have to deal with this bloom spawn as well. If I kill all of these enemies, I can roll up on that bloom spawn and destroy it pretty easily. So let's do that. Enemies are going to come pouring out of that portal. So my best bet is to get my most powerful unit up here.
My blade is ever
Weapons ready.
I am here to serve.
Let's get the Justicar up here. Remembering the Justicar has a very good Storm Bolter, allowing for a additional range for Overwatch. Beautiful.
Ready to fire. Unleash me.
Vindicator at your disposal.
Now the Vindicare, of course, we're going to want to have at a spot where he's just kind of out of the way. Let's move him up
Taking
here.
position.
He should be reasonably safe behind full cover, and if I do get in trouble, I can, of course, engage stealth mode. Yeah, let's just stick with a regular shot.
Taking aim.
What is your will? Praise the Emperor.
Now again, I'm going to move up.
I am here to serve.
Yeah, I'm going to move my other unit up. I want to try and engage. Yep. I'm going to move my unit up and I'm going to engage Aegir.
The fire will be useless.
And again, my Apothecary. I want to try and keep him out of harm's way. It just seems no matter which way I go, he's going to kind of be not in a great spot. I think he is probably a good spot for him.
Seeking the tainted.
Again, remembering the Apothecary has the weakest armor.
Nurgle protects.
Okay, so the armor took that. That's okay. Uh-oh. Oh, Vindicare. He's going to go after Vindicare. Not good. Not good. We're going to have to take care of that. We cannot afford to have the Vindicare go down.
They come to their doom.
Secure position.
So we've actually got a full squad of Chaos Space Marines. Things are...
You will heal.
I mean, it could be worse, but it's not great.
Praise the Emperor.
To be fair, we have an entire squad under suppression.
Awaiting directions.
And he's under suppression too. Oh, man. But I have my secret
My
weapon.
blade is yours.
The teleportability, an ability allowing me to get out of trouble, teleport next to this guy, and thus free up my Vindicare assassin to begin hole punching. He's got 2 action points, so...
Vengeance!
Oh, look at this. Stun. So remember...
This is coming with me.
I will defile your cause.
Excellent. So we've now freed up the Vindicare Assassin, who will now break the stalemate here by using a disrupt shot to remove their overwatch.
Fire. Time to reload.
And again, we could... Let's have a look and see what we can do. I think our best bet is to remove this guy from the field. Vindicare Assassin, MVP of the match.
Down.
Now, I cannot take on 3 Chaos Space Marines. That
The
is
Emperor lights our path.
not a... Ooh, okay. Maybe I can. Maybe I can. It's time to use my boon, I think.
This will steal your mind.
Warp Speed Biomancy, giving my unit and some additional action points. We now have 3 action points available, to which I can now start chopping enemies. Now I'm going to take some damage here no matter what, unfortunately.
Here. I'm here to... My blade is yours.
All I can do is move up my unit
Taking position.
and offer some... Oh damn, I can't come out of... That was a miscalculation on my part.
Die.
Now while that wasn't great, I prevented him from being able to do much by moving into melee range. All I need to do is break the stalemate of the Overwatch, and I can free these Space Knights, Space Marines up. Oh no, this is not good.
Yes.
So it appears things have gotten markedly worse for me.
Unleash me.
It's time to test out my new skill. I'm bringing out the big guns. Teleport strike.
Glory to Xiphos!
Now I have 2 action points. And I could... Oh, here we go. Now I need to do this because I need to kill an enemy with a grenade. I mean, this is just perfect. Does anyone else have a grenade I can use?
Awaiting directions.
No, I don't.
Here.
Okay, if I use a grenade on this guy, this will...
Feel my wrath!
This will, 1, give me my achievement, and 2, free up my medic.
You will rise again.
What a throw. What a throw. He should be playing cricket, not being a Space Marine.
Listening.
So, I just want to see if I can use a Disrupt Shot again. No, I can't. I need to move up to range. And yes, I can hit from here.
As you will.
Now, the Disrupt Shot is going to
My
remove the
sights.
Overwatch.
Must reload.
Now, this isn't great, because
I am here to serve.
I do not have... I have 1 action point here. I cannot move this guy up.
The Emperor lights our path.
Now, when we have the darkest time, I think it's time to pull out my stratagem. Let's eliminate some of these enemies first. One down. So unfortunately we're not able to kill him, but what I can do is I can do a heap of damage.
Here. My blade is yours.
And being at this range too... Oh, look at this. Ha 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 ha, yes! So this is one of the most excellent scenarios to happen. With the executability, all of my knights now gain an additional action point.
I am the Emperor's fury.
Keeping in mind, this guy is a medic. He just sawed that guy in half.
I am here to serve.
What is your will?
With the extra action point, everyone can now move up into position.
Yes, sir.
Praise the Emperor.
Again, I'm going to move up my Justicar. He is immune to the effects of the plague. And I'm going to try and keep my Apothecary at a distance.
Your orders? What is your will?
Maybe I can soften this up a bit. Thanks to the computer aiming of the Adeptus Astartes, I don't have to worry about friendly fire.
You cannot harm me.
Now you can see the damage is virtually nothing. I'm going to use the teleport strike. No, maybe not. I'm going to use my teleport ability again.
With alacrity.
To move up and to start wailing on this
Foul!
bloom spawn. The Bloom Spawn, of course, very, very dangerous, very, very strong, heavily armoured. We need to hit it with everything I've got, so now's not the time to... Now's not the time to be... Not the time to be frugal.
My focus fails me. My blade is yours.
Honor the Chapter is my ultimate ability, allowing me to recharge units' action points and willpower, letting my knight continue to wail upon this enemy. Just a brutally powerful ability. Look at this. Between the two of them, they're literally chopping this thing to hell.
Face me.
Oh, look at this.
That was the last of the wretched filth. Well done, Commander.
Now, I don't like to toot my own horn, but that was a masterful victory. I'm going to have a look at the injuries occurred. I imagine we'll have a couple of light injuries, but it's going to largely be scratches and bumps. Most of the hits were taken up by our armor, and some clever use of tactics and skills, and the teleport ability and honor the chapter. And a lot of these high level abilities, which you can unlock really early on, are very, very powerful. On top of that, we've managed to get the Glorious Deed, our challenge, done with some additional requisition. All of our members made it back, and we now have an additional Justicar. Oh yes, we have an additional Justicar and a legendary weapon. Beautiful. I am very satisfied with that requisition request, and wow. So we actually did even better than I thought. No one took any form of injury. We literally made it through that mission without a scratch.
You serve the Emperor well, Commander. We should study this seed at once.
Destroying that Chaos Seed has given us the ability to perform further research. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that. Now, the healing ability is very powerful. We have a couple of choices here. We can either progress our abilities into psychic powers, or we can beef up our healing. And I think a healing upgrade is definitely something that we should look into as a priority. So let's do that. Okay, let's wait. We've got a project in progress. We'll wait for that to finish. It's only 3 days. Oops. And that is the end of the video. I hope you really enjoyed the new expansion to Chaos Gate. The new Execution Force DLC adds a ton of new units and items. It feels like a superior DLC to the previous one. The Duty Eternal DLC I did enjoy, but one of the main things I hated about it was that you couldn't take the units that you found in the missions, like the Dreadnought, and you couldn't use them in the campaign. And Games Workshop listened to people's feedback. They've made it so that the new units are usable across the entire campaign. They feel very well balanced. They feel very, very useful, and I would love to do some more missions with the other assassin types to show you what sort of abilities I can build. I absolutely love this game, so if you want to see more, leave me a like, leave me a subscribe, and hopefully you'll join me next time when we check out some more indie, or in this case, more Warhammer games. Until then, Skill Incarnate, out.